The Way of Will John.
What's going to happen, Will, when you retire one day as a pro footballer?
Uh, Pretty much nothing. I will be doing the same thing that I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
But that's what the funniest thing is, that people ask me, like, what are you going to do? Like, you're going to be a translator? You speak a few languages? Like, you're going to be a coach or an agent? I am not going to be an agent. You got to be out of your mind. You're not going to be a coach because I don't want to have that extra stuff. The only job that within football that I think would be cool to have maybe would be director, like a sport director. I'm still not going to do it. I'm still not going to do that. Maybe there'll be some clubs that I would want to, work with in some capacity, but it's just not, I don't fit that mold. You're not going to find me in the office.
Nah.
I would get fired.
You're not an agent kind of guy either. You're not big enough of an asshole to be an agent. So.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have that.
You just got to be a little bit ruthless, right? And I don't think you're that kind of guy. It's just like, obviously for me, I'm not a professional football player, and I have like a career trajectory, and where I can see myself in, also 5 years. Obviously, I can't keep doing YouTube when I'm 40. At least I can't.
Why not? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You don't want to, maybe.
Maybe not, and maybe people won't really, I won't be as credible being this 40-year-old guy running around actually reviewing football's boots. So, but let's see. I don't know where I am when I'm 40. So, but it's more like when you're a professional footballer, you do have an end date. Like there is a very set end date. Like when you become 34, 5, 6, something, unless you're Ronaldo and you can play until you're 45. There is an end date when clubs don't want to, especially when you do like you and you move a lot around. All of a sudden clubs don't want to sign you anymore because you're old and you're I don't want to say but you're just a potential liability because you might be injured all season and then they get nothing out of their money, right?
Right. Yeah. No, that's the funny thing is it's really interesting. Each player has to do it differently. The part of the problem, though, I think we have in the world, I would say in professional sports, but in the world, is that footballers, basketball players, they make the terrible mistake of thinking of themselves as actually footballers. I'm not a footballer. That's one thing I am. Well, guess you have to build a life, bro. Yeah. And most people start building their lives. They attach their identities to their careers. Obviously, they go to college and I'm going to be a doctor, and they go through that whole thing, and then they do that for the rest of their life. Well, that's great. You're not going to do that. So it's best not to identify with that if you have some sort of other aspirations. And that's what I've done and known well, because I was probably 23 when I realized I didn't want to have any other job that didn't allow me to work for 2 hours. Like football is a perfect job. I go outside, kick the ball in the sun with my friends some days and walk. It's ridiculous that that's a job, and it's 2 hours and then you go eat some food and the rest of the day, some guys just play FIFA, So I think the mistake that people have is that they think of their careers as a job. It's not a job. It's one of the things that you do and build. For me, it's one thing I do. It's one thing. I do a whole lot of other things. So I don't know,
Let's put it this way. If you got a really interesting big job opportunity, let's just say in the States, would you just walk away from being a professional football player right now?
I get those all the time. Okay. And they all have to wait. Literally gotten 2 in the last year.
Okay.
Once, So no, it does nothing. It does nothing to me. But that's also down to my belief and understanding of what it is that I'm capable of creating and what I want to create. Because there's the thing is that you can have the world decide for you what it is that you want to do, or you can decide and then build it yourself. And then building it yourself is going to be way harder. And so if you either decide that you want to go down that journey, or you decide that it'd be easier if I just take this way because it's already paved and that's what's up. I get those opportunities all the time, as a matter of fact. And they're starting to be a bit more rampant. But obviously, I think when word spreads that I'm not interested in doing that, it still works out well in my favor because, we can figure out a way to work together.